Now, we saw in Xie Shuqin's testimony that the populace of Nanjing was also subjected to acts of horrendous sexual cruelty. But what we did not get to discuss was the tragic reality that such acts were just as prolific as acts of murder. To gain an appreciation of this, let's once again zoom in on the accounts of survivors, starting with Yu Kulen, who was just 14 years old during the massacre. To quote, "On another occasion, Japanese devils broke in and searched everywhere for flower girls, their term for beautiful women. Through the gap between the stairs, I saw my sister-in-law was found by the Japanese devils. Just before she was taken away, the wife of an officer of the Chinese army came in from outside. The Japanese saw her dressed up in fashionable clothes, and she looked beautiful, so they abandoned my sister-in-law, whose face was covered with ugly ash. They rushed to the officer's wife and forcibly grabbed her away." This obsession with beautiful women was omnipresent, and it comes up time and time again in the accounts of survivors, with another example being that of Sen Hongyi. "I was 13 years old at that time. The Japanese soldiers shouted, 'Child, child, good boy,' and they pushed me into the fire. My trouser legs were set on fire, and my legs got burned, the scars of which can still be seen today. The Japanese army shot at my father, who was holding my second younger sister. The bullet passed between the two and grazed my second younger sister's jaw, which immediately began to bleed. Then the Japanese army took my father and several other men away, asking them to find flower girls." Word of the Japanese obsession soon spread, and Chinese women responded by doing the only thing they could to make themselves unappealing in order to avert the Japanese gaze, as demonstrated by the testimony of Chen Fengying, who was aged 12 during the massacre. "Japanese soldiers searched for flower girls everywhere. In order to save my life, I shaved my head and hid with my mother-in-law in a cave. My older brother just got married 2 days earlier. Japanese soldier chased my sister-in-law and tried to rape her. My sister-in-law would rather die than be humiliated. As a result, she jumped into a pond and drowned. In addition, I had a cousin who was in her 20s. She was dragged into a cave by 3 Japanese soldiers and raped and killed." If you have noticed that all the accounts regarding rape that we've discussed so far have come from onlookers, rest assured that there is a good reason for that. Namely, that between the trauma left by the experience and societal shame that came from being a rape survivor in China in those days, victims have historically been incredibly reluctant to discuss their experiences. A few brave women have come forward to discuss it, however, with one being Zhang Shuhong, who was just 12 years old during the massacre. She said the following: "When I accompanied my grandpa at home, a Japanese devil with a beard all over his face broke into the room and searched for flower girls, pointing at my grandpa with a bayonet. My grandfather said no. The devil pointed at me. Then grandfather kneeled down, begging him. My grandpa said with gestures that I was too young, explaining that I was only 12. But the devil wouldn't listen, and he was going to stab my grandfather. I said to my grandfather, 'Grandpa, it's okay. I will see what he is going to do.' Grandpa disagreed, but the devil dragged me to the bed and stripped off my trousers. Then his whole body pressured on top of me. I felt a huge pain. Then I fainted. When I woke up, my grandpa sat beside me, crying. What should we do? It was so painful that I couldn't get up. The bed was full of blood. Grandpa tied my legs together with a rope, my private part torn apart by the devil, which caused a lifelong disability. Because of this, I almost died when I gave birth to my son. After that, I didn't dare to have another child."